Alright everybody, welcome back to Kusog7ande, the Bad Video Game Tournament. I'm Kusog7ande, and I would like to thank everybody who has subscribed and who has supported the channel. We may not be able to talk about it too much during the tournament because I want to focus on the games and such, but know that it makes a huge difference to me. We give out over $2,000 worth of prizes because of you. It is very, very helpful. And I get to eat food sometimes because of that. With that said, honestly, thank you all so much. It really is helpful. Now, Crappy, it's that time again. Take us over to the game reveal for our last match of the day. We do have 2 matches tomorrow, though, and Mooware, thank you so much. Lights, camera, subscription 52. Oh, no. Action 52. Yeah, we actually do have some matches tomorrow, so make sure that you come and stop on by, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. Crappy, walk us on over. Yeah, get 129 something. I don't know what currency that was, but it was a currency. Say hello to the GM of the second match for today, our dear friend and fellow Euro game lover, Donkey Clonk. Hello there! Ah, the picture is too high. Hey, Donkey Clonk, how you doing? Let me see if I can lower this. Haha. Hey, how are you doing today?
Okay.
Well, good. Good. Honestly, out of you are in Europe. You have lived the Eurovision life.
Definitely, and the games I've given out are from a home computer, which were much more popular in Europe than in the US.
Oh, for sure. At the same time, you seem to have a breadth of knowledge with games. You've given some Australian games. You've given a lot of stuff that we just never experienced here in the US. And the game that
Both Kangaroo games that I gave are German.
Well, okay, I got confused. Oh, fine, whatever. I didn't know they were European. Well, okay, as it turns out, Europeans like kangaroo games. I like kangaroo games. Come on, kangaroos rock. Yeah, with that said, this is not a kangaroo game that you're giving.
No.
No, what do we have?
We have a game from the most European of developers, US Gold, which, despite being named US Gold, is a British company.
Yeah.
And the game, too, is gold. It's the Gold of the Aztecs for Amiga.
Ah! US Gold, how could you do this to us? Betraying us? Lying to us? Saying that you're gold, but you're not? What the crap? Well, I'll go ahead and work on getting this captured as we discuss a little bit. What type of game is this?
This is a cinematic platformer, which is also a very European genre. I mean, the forerunners in that genre would be Barbarian, the point-and-click adventure. And,
okay.
Yeah, which was published by Psygnosis, but also Out of This World, which is a French game.
Oh, that one was widely loved, though.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a feeling that this might not be as loved. Barbarian was really fascinating because while it does have joystick controls, it also, you could control the platformer via mouse, and yeah, it's a nightmare to play the game that way. Absolutely recommended.
Yeah, and if you try to control it by joystick, the joystick controls the cursor.
No, are you serious? I thought, oh no. How? Okay, I'm actually very upset that somehow I didn't know that, and that sounds absolutely terrifying, and I am so sad. With that said, the players are not going to have to deal with that today. They get the gold of the Aztecs, and I'm not sure how this controls, but we will definitely get into that during the match. I just need to make sure that the icons for the players are right, because I have messed that up a billion times this year, apparently.
Yeah, the controls in this game are rather convoluted, but I gave the players the manual.
Good. Okay, one more icon here. And then we are good to go. And we need a Pokemon for Pika Pals. Come on, you can't... Like, if you've got the name Pika, you can't have a frog. That doesn't make any sense. Frogs aren't Pokemon, are they? Well, I mean, except for the frog Pokemon. Whatever. We got Gold of the Aztecs here, everybody. If you wish to help support Kusog7ande, you are also welcome to directly send gold. Of the well, maybe not of the Aztecs. Send your own gold, okay? You don't need to go stealing gold. Steal diamonds if you're stealing stuff. Come on. That's the most appropriate thing to steal. Well, I think that we are just about ready to roll. Steal them from the rich. Steal the diamonds from... No, you know what? I'm not going to recommend crime at all right now. No crimes. No crimes. Whatever. We've got this goat boy over here, and I like him. I want this goat in my life. He's got really thick thighs. I do like that one of the players was like, is the audio supposed to be this crunchy? I'm like, this isn't crunchy. Have you heard games that are on Kusog7ande? This is very normal.
Yeah, the audio in this game is pretty good. The audio is by David Whittaker, who's kind of an audio legend in the whole computer sound.
I apologize. I will be eating a little bit during the stream, so I'll try not to have too many awkward pauses, but we might get a few. Welcome to my life. I want to eat the pork chops.
This is a rerun. Dana gave this game out in Kusog7ande 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes me really happy. Honestly, we still do find new games from time to time, but I love bringing back the classics. Well, what would be good things for chat to spam?
As usual, when I'm giving out games, Mug Core 45 emotes.
Yes, I would also say anything with gold. Anything golden colored or muscles. Go ahead and do that. I will start the timer as soon as the countdown is done. Spam, 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 spam. And as soon as I see movement in the first level, come on. Ooh, golden trash. Oh my gosh, that is a strong emo. I like it. Ralph? Oh no, I know this game. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this game.
And we have the first death 4 seconds in for Pika Pals.
That is about
and
right.
And the statement took 10 seconds on the screen, which is too long, so no elephant comes in and murders Starman.
Yep. Welcome to this game. If I remember correctly, my sister actually got to play this in Kusog7ande the last time that we had this, and she was not a fan.
Oh, I'm so sorry for her. This is not a good game.
Oh, yeah. Now, I'm trying to remember exactly how this controls and what is nightmarish about it. Like, it is nightmarish. It's very, very difficult. Starman is gonna probably have an elephant show up in just a little bit, by the way.
No, there's no elephant on this particular screen.
Oh, well, okay, never mind then. So,
and just look at the main character's stride.
So how are we judging progress in the game?
There's a percentage meter in the bottom right.
Okay, so that percentage is going to be a very clear indication. Ah, the skeleton! No! No!
Yeah, everything in this game kills you in one hit.
Okay, Okami is saying that the players have the hard version of the game, which concerns me a little bit that there might be multiple versions.
Yeah, I know that in the version that Dana gave out, the players have 5 lives, but this is the brackets.
Oh no. Still, 5 lives. That's still not a whole lot for this game. This game is cruel.
Yes, and the controls are incredibly stiff. Because it's a cinematic platform, my animation takes priority over movement. To shoot, you have to draw your gun, you have to do a long gun drawing animation, and you can't move while you have your gun drawn. You have to put the gun away to do anything.
Oh yeah, that's great. By the way, Okami of Games played this in Kusog7ande and was saying that if you would like, they could come and chat a little bit about their experience with this.
That would be great. I would welcome them.
Okami, you are welcome to join us if you would like. Just hop on in, and if you can't jump into the chat, I will drag you. Ah, there we go. We've got our Okami. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Going great. Always good to have you here.
It's good to be here for this.
Oh my gosh, this is certainly a game, and you can help commentate while I eat my pork chops. Yes.
Oh, so that's why you brought me in here. Okay, I understand.
That's about 50% of the reason. No, it's because you wanted to, and because I know that, like, you have a passion for some really weird games.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how far these players are going to get, because they are bracket players, but they do have the hard version of this game, so it could very easily, because that canceled us out. When I got it, it was in a group stage, so we were a bit earlier into the tournament, but they're tested Kuso players. They can figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
I do recall we did have the same scoring system the first time around, going by the percentage, which there are a few different ways, from what I recall, to bump up that percentage.
There's quite a few different things in here. Talk to me, though, like, what is the main difficulty that the players are starting with here? Like, what do you have to do to, like, first make any progress?
Well, getting accustomed to the controls, for one, because you have to get used to particularly the gun, because you can aim it in all directions, but you can also crouch and, like, putting it away, because while you have your gun equipped, you can't walk. You can only, like, aim around and fire, so you have to take the time to put it away. It's unfortunately been a bit since I played this, so I'm not entirely refreshed on how it controls, but I do remember it being a little bit of a chore just to put your gun away.
Yeah, and the jumping is also pretty bad, because you have the hop, the leap, and the somersault, which are 3 different jumps, which are tap forward, tap up, and diagonal up. And it's quite difficult to get a jump that you want.
Yeah.
So do you go back to the beginning of the game every time you die?
No, there are checkpoints, but you have to get through enough screens to see a checkpoint. I don't think we're going to see a checkpoint till probably about the 5% mark, if I had to estimate.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Oh, geez, this game.
From what I recall, there will be eventually a bridge, and when they are able to get past that bridge, they'll hit a checkpoint. But of course, if they get a game over, then back to the beginning of the game anyway, and, well, tough luck.
Starman jumped through the first screen, tried to shoot the enemies on the second screen, but unfortunately pointed his pistol towards the ground. How do you, like... How did that... I don't even know. This is going to be a nightmare for the players to get used to. But that's part of Kusog7ande.
If you have your gun drawn, then every movement you make controls the gun instead of the character.
Yeah. I think the way I ended up doing it is because you can also crouch with the gun, and because sometimes you'll shoot a bullet and it's going to be just too high, so it just goes over enemies sometimes. So I think crouching, like what Pika Pals is doing now, is kind of the way to go. Because you do have unlimited ammo, you just have to reload from time to time.
How do you deal with the plants, though? Those keep killing the players, and I don't think they have quite figured out how to deal with that.
I think I just jumped past the plants was my method when I had to play this.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to jump and you have to time it so that the mouths are closed, which is tricky because they can start to bite after you jumped.
Yeah, plus you have the bird that keeps swooping in on Pika Pal's screen that just makes it all the more annoying.
This is great. So, the best part of the game so far that I have seen is that your name is Brett.
Yes.
What a great name. What a great name. And also,
your name
yeah.
is Brett and you're searching for treasure.
By the way,
it's really the lifestyle.
Yeah, I would say that if Skeletons in Video Games is watching, feel free to take the skeleton from the death screen because that is a good skelly. Yeah, we've got a lot.
I remember the skeleton. I think that was something I remember from the original match. This was the skeleton. I forget if it creeped out Sencha or creeped out Sencha's kids, but it was like one of the two, I think.
Yeah, probably. Let me go ahead. I need to share this picture in the manual with chat because it's very important. It tells you a little bit about how to play this game. And it's also got this wonderful picture of Brett here. When the game starts, Brett is hanging by the shrouds of his parachute in a tree. Cut him loose by pressing fire. Then go right or left to begin the game. Like, his hands are fusing into his hips here. Holy cow. Yeah, chat.
Your hands don't fuse into your hips, bro?
No, no.
As an aside, Pika Palace made it past the flowers.
Very nice. We've got 3%. That is a lead. Pika Pal's just shooting snakes as they come up. Why are you, like, not wearing a shirt in the manual? It seems like you have a shirt in this.
No, this is clearly a bad chest. Looks like a bad chest to me.
Really?
It looks better to me as well.
It's the same color as his legs, though.
All right, so Pika Palace is at the bridge, and I'm willing to bet he's going when he. Oh, never mind. I think he died.
Yeah, there's an enemy that comes from behind at that screen.
There is a very specific troll that I think is going to get both the players at the bridge, but we'll just have to see, because it definitely got me when I had to play this, and it's a pretty good troll.
This is just so difficult to control. That's the main issue that the players are dealing with. And the game punishes when you die. You go you go back to a checkpoint if you made it to a checkpoint, but the players have not even made it to a single checkpoint yet.
I think by the end of the hour, the players are going to have a pretty good grasp on how to control the game. It's just going to be a matter of figuring out all the gotchas. Figuring out how best to deal with them. It does look like Pika Palace has a consistent method, because look, Pika Palace is back at the bridge. And just gets stabbed by a guy slowly walking forward with a spear.
Yeah, because you can't move when you have the gun drawn. And the game knows that, and that is a bad trap.
Yeah, although Pika Palace already took out the skeleton, so all Pika Palace had to do was walk forward. They'll figure it out.
As chat points out, US Gold is 042 on its name.
Yeah.
Are you saying neither gold nor US? Like, this game is called the Gold of the Aztecs. I'd say that's one of two. There we go. Pika Pal's getting the elephant. Look at the elephant just partying.
Elephant is the real MVP of this game. Oh, anyway, 11 minutes in, we still haven't seen a checkpoint, so let that be a solid indication of what we're going to be in for the next 50 minutes.
Yeah. Gold of the Aztecs. Again, this game came out quite a while ago. As far as I can see, it was a 1990 release. There were a few different versions. I don't know exactly what all the different versions did differently. There was Amiga, Atari ST, and DOS. Usually they ended up being about the same in this era when there were ports.
Very similar,
like that.
maybe look a bit different. I feel like the Atari ST version probably wouldn't be as good in terms of music compared to this.
Okay.
But that's just my assumption. I don't know that for certain or not.
But this was David Whittaker. I actually think that, like, Atari ST had a lot of great music capabilities.
Here we go. Yep.
What's with the bridge?
Oh, the bridge!
Yeah, so when you go onto the second screen, the bridge just crumbles under you with no warning and you just die.
It's good stuff, you know? But yeah, like, honestly, it is a music legend who worked on the music for this. Even though the music is super, like, low-key and chill, honestly, it's probably better than having something super action-packed. It fits the environment of what we're going with here. I mean...
And do not forget, music and effects.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, this is the legend who did the music for Lemmings, for Epic, for Krusty's Super Fun House, you know, that, for Dream TV, for various Terminator games, Yo Bro, the Beach Boys game. Oh, what a classic.
So has a good pedigree when it comes to this.
Back to the Future Part 2, you know, you've got Chip's Challenge for DOS and Amiga, and ZX Spectrum. Total Recall for Amiga, which we've had recently. Like, yeah, fantastic. Fantasy World Dizzy, the freaking Egg games. Like, this is one of the European audio legends here, David Whittaker, who worked on this, despite the game sounding very low-key. Which is fair enough. They sort of... It appears that they outsourced the coding, though, because I see that it's credited to Kinetica, and I don't know anything about Kinetica other than they made this game, and that's it.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything else on them. Kerosene Chat thinks they're Canadian, but I couldn't find any information about Kinetica.
I remember seeing something about Kinetica, but I don't know if that was specifically just this game or somewhere else. It might have just been specifically this game. So Pika Pals knows about that troll with the bridge, knows to jump over it.
Which is the bird.
Oh, yeah, only to get trolled by the next one, which is the bird that swoops down and bops you on the head. With that said, I want to say the screen after that screen that Pika Pals died on, I want to say that is the checkpoint.
Okay.
So we may be able to see some, and I think the game does get a little bit less trolly after that screen, at least until you get into the temple.
Yeah, like, this is Gold of the Aztecs, and we haven't even been inside the temple. Like, for defenses to protect their gold, they're doing a really good job.
Yeah, I do expect we will see the temple by the end of this. I don't know how far they're going to get in the temple.
Oh, the snake! Ah! Starman got snaked.
Never underestimate the snake.
Yeah, I know, right?
The snake will claim another victim, as it is claimed Pika Pal's on that death screen.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this game is just so hard. I do want y'all to know that one of the artists who worked on this, though, actually has been one of the lead level artists for Far Cry, from Far Cry 3 to the present, which, if anybody likes any of the Far Cry games, 3 is probably their favorite. So, you know, I would say worked on...
I particularly hear good about Blood Dragon, the Far Cry 3 expansion.
Well, I mean, he did indeed work as a level artist for Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. So, yep.
There you go. So Starman was able to get past that flower screen that was giving them the business earlier, so Let's see if they know exactly what they did and can replicate that. Basically, just doing a flip jump, yeah, for the second half of that screen.
And then dying to the previous screen.
Yeah, you can sometimes die to things while you're in mid-jump, but the death doesn't actually happen until you land on the ground. So Starman, I think, got hit when they by the flower, and then they transitioned screens and then died. Because this is a good and fair video game.
Aw, fun. So, I'm looking. Thank you, Codeman38 in chat, for giving a little bit more information. Kinetica does appear to have been from Liverpool, England. And they were working on another game that never got released. This is the one game that they did make that did get released.
What a strong one they made.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, making a game that comes out and that is fully put together, if this is your first game, that, especially in the day of the Amiga, like, be proud of it. This is actually pretty cool. Is it great? No. But this is, like, still, like, it looks good.
I do think this is pretty good for your first time.
Post hard about how many frames of animation, how many screens the game has, and note that it does not boast about the gameplay.
Yeah, that's true. I do believe that Ray Coffey and Jack Wykley were the main people from Kinetica who worked on this. Ray didn't work on... Yeah, this was Ray's first game. He ended up working on Jurassic Park for Amiga, Battlestar Galactica on PS2, a Harry Potter game for PlayStation 2. Oh, or is it PlayStation 1? Nope, it's the GameCube era, so it's not PS1 Haggard. Dang it, because he was an artist. I was really hoping that PS1 Haggard was made by the guy who made this. Dang it.
This might be the checkpoint for Pika Pals.
Yeah, this is the checkpoint. It's not going to matter, though, because Pika Pals is on his last life. But this is, in fact, the checkpoint.
How do you get in?
You need to find a switch further to the right.
Oh, perfect.
Which will open the door and then you can open it, or you can enter it. So Pika Pals just needs to keep going right.
I really do appreciate that not everything kills you. There are some things that just stun you. Honestly, more games should have obstacles that aren't just there to kill or hurt you. Like, giving you a challenge that makes other things kill you, I think that is worthwhile. Yeah. I really enjoyed that thought in this game.
We do need to acknowledge that this game is kind of racist, and by kind of we mean hell of a.
Okay, so Pika Pals is now going to have to figure out. Well, never mind. Pika Pals is dead.
Nom.
What I was going to say was Pika Pals is now going to have to figure out how to flip switches, but then Pika Pals died and it didn't matter at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure where that panther was before, but that panther just showed up and. Oh no, Starman!
Yeah, it was hiding, and then you got close enough. So another thing of note on that screen that Pika Pals died on is there is a treasure on that screen, which gives you, I believe, about 2% if you pick it up. You don't technically have to pick it up to beat the game, but since we're going by percent, you probably do want to pick it up. Yeah,
at least once or twice. Like I would say that, like, if there's a significant chance of dying while doing it, you don't need to get it on exploration visits, but when you are trying to string everything together for a high percent push, grab it.
That's definitely a pretty free one to grab, though, because once you take out the panther, there's no danger on that screen, so you can just pick up the treasure, no problem. It's just a matter if they realize that A, you can pick it up, and B, figuring out how to pick it up. But I think picking it up is going to be probably a bit easier to figure out compared to pulling a switch, but I guess they do have an option in their list of actions that does look like pulling a switch, so we'll see what happens.
Did Dana give out the manual?
I believe Dana gave out the manual. It was back in Kusog7ande, so maybe not. I think that we did at least have some form of instructions.
Yeah, because you're not going to figure out the switch without the manual, because it's the space bar to switch icons on the status bar.
I have seen people switch icons already in this game, and hopefully they haven't forgotten that. It's very easy to forget what you have if you're not using a button all of the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fingers crossed. By the way, just looking at the article that was shared by Codeman in chat, it does look like one of the main developers for this was indeed the Far Cry artist we were talking about. He was one of the two main people for the company that worked on this.
Humble beginnings then.
Yeah, I'd say that, like, for your first game, this game has a lot of problems, but it's also really pretty impressive. This is ambitious. It's not great. It's got problems.
Pika Pal's figured out. Pika Pal's is taking advantage of the backwards walk here to get out of the way of danger.
How do you backwards walk?
I think it's like down and left or something like that, or down and backwards.
Okay.
It's something along those lines. The Pika Pals did in fact pick up the treasure, so Pika Pals is 11%. And
very nice. Trying to get those. You can get it.
Is trying to flip the switch. There you go.
Oh my gosh, I wouldn't even known that was a switch.
Yep. So now that door that Pika Pals ran past earlier should be open. He's just got to get back there. The next fun part is going to be getting in the door itself, which I saw Pika Pals trying to get into it earlier and seemed to be doing the right thing to actually enter the door when it was open, so probably will be able to get out.
Does say that you have to face a certain way.
Yes, you have to. So you have to try to turn around, but you hold it down for half the time, so you're facing the door, and then you can press up to go into it. But it does nothing unless you're facing the door.
Pika Pals with 3 lives as well.
Yeah, and going through the door, I believe, is the next checkpoint as well. It is having some problems going through the door, it looks like.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and say, yeah, that's a little bit of a problem.
Pika will figure it out. He's figured out turning to face the door, so all he has to do is hit up when he's facing the door. And the infinitely respawning enemies don't really help as well, because while you're trying to figure it out, more enemies are coming in. Oops, you gotta shoot them down, so that way you can keep trying to figure out what exactly you need to do.
Yeah, one thing that, I like to bring up that, games that we have on Kusog7ande kind of do, at times have problematic depictions of people, and I think that we can go back and enjoy things that used to be, while still also being critical of them, and those are worthwhile discussions, in my opinion.
While still recognizing that they aged kind of poorly. Yeah, Kusog7ande.
That should be the door boss.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Now we're actually inside the temple.
Oh my gosh, we've got somebody in a temple. Look at this torch. I like this.
That torch bleeds fire. Fire that will kill you.
Well, obviously, if it drips something, if something is a drip, it means it will kill you. We learned that. We saw that on Smurfs. We're seeing that here.
Alright, so this screen that Pika Pals is on, I remember this was the big wall during my match, because you had to trying to figure out how to go down the rope on this screen was a nightmare to do, because just about everything on that screen will crumble away when you're on it for 1 second, so you don't have much time to experiment. And it's a specific combination. I think it's down and right or something like that, in order to actually climb down the rope.
Yeah. Yeah, from what I can see, there are a couple more people who may have worked on this sort of behind the scenes and not actually get credit. David Lawson being one of them, who was the project manager for Disney Pixar Ratatouille on PSP. As well as actually, I don't really see too much great stuff. Maybe some of the Lego Star Wars 2 games, Toy Shop for Nintendo DS, Blade and Soul, they got a special thanks for that, and that's a good game. I don't know if they worked on it, but they got thanked.
Pika Pals just walking off to their doom, and Pika Pals is getting a look at how big this place is, this particular descent. Meanwhile, Starman's still figuring out, I think, the bridge part. I don't think I've seen Starman get past the bridge just yet, unless I missed that.
No, I don't. I haven't seen Starman getting past the troll fall either.
Starman's definitely getting better at like the beginning screens. Like getting past that plant screen, which happened a while ago, but like figuring out how to get past that, I think, is the first big hurdle in this game, which both of the players have easily figured out how to get past. Okay, bridge. Avoid the troll there. Avoid the bird. Starman's at the checkpoint as well.
Very nice. Here's the deal. I love to see people making progress despite the game actively fighting. The screen after Starman's screen, or maybe 2 screens down the line, is a place where there's a whole lot of progress to be made because of the switch and the treasure.
Okay, Pika Pals stood at the edge of a ledge, did a pickup animation, and that pushed Pika Pals off the ledge.
Yep. Oh, what a good video game.
Oh my god.
And Pika Pals is also now back to the start of the game. But at least this is a game where once you know what all you're doing, even if you have to start all the way back at the beginning of the game, it doesn't take that long to get back to where you are. It probably takes like 5 minutes.
By the way, the manual says you have a continue, you don't really.
Oh. Unless that's one of those cases where when they say continue, they mean the extra lives. Sometimes they mean that for reasons, I guess. I don't know. I did not grow up in that Amiga era, so terminology could just be different than
Honestly,
what I'm accustomed to at this point.
I think you're probably right that terminology could be messed up. I don't know if it was, but yeah, it wasn't really standardized for quite a while.
No, the manual says continue playing where you left off, and that's a total lie.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I'll carry on then.
Well, I don't know.
Like, this is the era we didn't need to make games fair. Like, it had gold on it. It would sell like hotcakes.
Well, I mean, I think part of the reason why games for Amiga and Commodore 64 were often very difficult was that, usually the games were a lot shorter. NES definitely had that
this
issue,
is true.
but games tended to be even shorter for Commodore 64 and Amiga, which meant up the difficulty factor to up the gameplay time for people.
Yeah.
And
Thinking off the top of my head for Commodore 64, I'm not well versed in Commodore 64, but of the games I'm familiar with, the longest one I can think of is Aliens. On C64.
Yeah, that game has a lot of variety, actually. It's kind of amazing how much variety they managed to pack into a single Commodore 64 game. But that said, it's a lot. It's very difficult and obtuse, and it's rude.
Oh, absolutely. Sometime after watching that in Kuso, I took the time to try to go through and beat that game, and yeah, it took a lot of effort.
The ad for this game says, "We think this game is one of the toughest action adventures ever devised."
It is.
So they are kind of wearing that this game is really unfair as a badge of honor.
Yeah.
I finally found this story in the manual. It's at the end of the manual rather than the beginning. Welcome to the 90s.
Hang on a second. I need to look up something really quick. Quick image of this game.
Yeah, so what it says is, so what's it all about? Let me go ahead and read to you. Brett's the name. Brett Conrad. I'm Special Forces Vietnam. Retired. I was pretty bored. The CIA... This is Just like Athena, you're bored so you go off to adventure. Whatever, Brett. The CIA said I was too much of a risk. Even the FBI wouldn't have me. I see their point. I do like a bit of action, and when the bullets start flying, I kind of lose control. Still, my old Sarge said the name of the game is survival, and I'm pretty good at that. Trouble was, I was down at heel, out of luck and bored. If you don't know how bored I was, you should try Saturday night out in Tijuana. That's not boring. That sounds fun. Go to Tijuana on a Saturday. That's fantastic. I was staying there with my
Starman
brain.
mentioned that he hadn't started the game and he already hated the main character. I'm reading the manual.
That's kind of amazing.
Fair enough. Bro, I sent you a thing over Discord. I sent you the ending screen for this game.
Uh-oh. Are you serious? Okay. I can put this up, but it's almost too lewd for Twitch. It's very close.
We're definitely not going to be seeing the ending screen courtesy of either of these players during this hour. I can tell you that much, at least.
Yeah, let me go ahead and share this with Yeah, this is lewd. This is surprisingly lewd. Okay, with that said, still not too lewd for Kusog7ande, so here you go, everybody. Your wonderful ending screen, courtesy of Okami.
I only took a screenshot of it. The actual ending is animated, so you want animated lewd? Go play the entirety of Gold of the Aztecs, or look up a long play. I guess I'm not your boss.
Yeah, I like that the guys in the background, like, have the worst posture. Like, the guy on the right, what happened? It's like he had a triple lumbar support, and can I zoom in on this? I'm sorry, I'm focusing on guy on the right here. Like, look at him.
Starman at the switch.
Yep.
What is this like, look at his belly. It's sticking out, his hat. This is not good posture at all, okay? This is not how you play poker. Sorry,
so
I'm not zooming in on the babes. I'm zooming in on the guy with terrible posture. That's what's more important to me.
Let's see if Starman figures
this
out
tracks.
the door boss.
Yep. Once Starman figures out the door boss, Pika-Pals and Starman are going to be basically tied. Oh, well, rip. Starman's got an extra life, though. Starman does have to make another screen of progress to be basically tied with Pika-Pals, but I think he's going to be able to do it. If not on this set of lives, then the next one.
Yeah, they'll both be at 13%, and I think I can judge that Pika-Pals got further on that screen, having jumped to 3 platforms.
Yeah, it is entirely possible we won't see anybody get past that screen, but it's also a very reasonable possibility that we will see somebody get past that screen, because we still got half an hour of this game.
Yeah, using the rope is not trivial.
Yeah. The thing that really makes it not trivial, like, if it's just the controls, that by itself is like, whatever, you could experiment with that. But it's also the fact that the platform that you have to stand on will go away after like a second, so you have barely any time to experiment. So if you're wrong on your guess, you're gonna almost certainly sink a life.
This is also in the manual.
Wait to the end, and you'll see how I got on.
Oh, we saw how you got on. You decided not to play poker with the really poor posture dudes.
The skeleton to go with that statement is what makes that image.
Play to the end and you'll see how I got on. You know what? Playing to the end is not what most people are going to do. With that said, how long did it take you to actually beat this game, Okami?
When I beat this game, I enabled the infinite lives thing, but with infinite lives and like having a decent idea of what you're doing, it would take you about 20-30 minutes. But there's a lot of gotchas that you would have to figure out, and a lot of unintuitive aspects of the game. Like, I'm not gonna say what in particular because we might see it, because it's like right after when you're able to climb down the rope. So I want to see if they get there first to talk about it. Anyway,
with that said, I think it's pretty clear that Pika-Pals is currently in the lead. Ooh, very nice turnaround by Starman. Just gotta I'm sorry, Kitty. We gotta do it.
It needs to happen.
Lame Brett. I love that you at least get to see the kitty skeleton before it dies. That's a really nice artistic touch. Every enemy that dies, like, it's usually more electricity that you would expect to see skeletons, but I appreciate that in this game. Every enemy you see their skeleton.
I don't know. I don't know if Starman actually pulled the lever.
Starman
or
did
if...
not.
Okay.
I wouldn't have noticed that it was a lever, though. I gotta be honest.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if I wasn't looking too closely, but I was wondering if Starman took an attempted lever and like, yep, I definitely pulled it. Or they just didn't notice it at all in the first place, which not noticing it is reasonable. Nope, never mind. Starman did. We're good.
Starman did? Checkpoints all the way to the right, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's only like a few screens back, and honestly, these screens aren't too bad, because it's mostly just some regular old mooks that you have to deal with.
Yeah, just shoot them and then get going again. Oh. Yeah, it's not too big of a deal.
No sort of crazy gotchas or anything like that.
But that said, Starman has a chance to possibly tie this match up if you can get into the temple.
Possibly even get into the lead, but we'll have to see.
Yeah,
Starman's trying. Starman's trying.
How do you even get in the door? How do you get in there?
You gotta tap back so that way you'll face the door, and then you can tap up to go in the door.
Well. We've got attempts, okay? We've got attempts. Oh.
Starman's probably not happy now. Trying. You were facing the door. You weren't close enough to the door, but you were facing it.
That was correct. Okay. Oh.
Okay, jumping a bit to just nudge your way forward. I like that strat. Okay, face the door.
This is the best boss. Nope. The door. Nope, wrong way. Nope. Oh, Pika Pal's going down the rope. Okay.
Oh yeah, Pika Pal's figured out the rope.
Jar Jar Binks.
And
what is gonna happen?
Now what's Pika Pal's gonna do on this screen?
Jump to the left. Cha-cha real smooth.
Well, I know that
Starman.
That there is gonna come after Pika Pal, so Pika Pal is probably being careful of them. Not that it mattered.
Well, the bat looked like Jar Jar Binks. I'm sorry.
But that said, that is a significant amount of progress for Pika Pal, is being able to slide down the rope. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more progress on Pika's screen soon here.
Oh my gosh, Starman, you can do it. We've seen you face the door. Remember, somebody is getting eliminated due to this match. It's a very important match. Pika Pals is definitely in the lead. Starman is just trying to figure out how to face the door again. How do you do it? What are you supposed to do?
You just tap back so that way you face the door. You just don't hold it down, so you back like away from where you're facing. So like if you're facing left, you press right. If you're facing right, you press left. But I think you also have to do it while you don't have the gun equipped, because otherwise you're just going to turn all the way around.
Pika Pals, there's a skeleton with a spear. Scary. Yeah.
So I wonder if Pika Pals is going to try to go into the screen on the left of this screen with the many ropes, because there is a treasure in there, but there is another something about it.
I think Starman is probably reading the manual, which is generally a good idea.
Yeah, when in doubt, read the manual.
Yep.
Pulling out your gun, putting it away rapidly. Yep, it's a strat.
I mean, like, what Starman is doing is absolutely correct. You need to try something new over and over until you can figure out something that works. With that said, this game is dumb. No, Starman! Okay, Starman might be going into the next screen just to despawn the enemies. That is a good idea.
Get your bearings straight again.
Yep. Honestly, because you don't have a timer, like, just not dying is more important than doing this fast. Okay, good jump.
Hey,
good jump. That's fine. Go ahead and take care of the enemies that are coming on screen and then figure it out after that. Okay. Good attempts, but...
I'm hoping Starman notices... I think the thing that might tip you off would be the length of time it takes to turn around, if anything.
Yeah, that would definitely be what helps me.
The manual does say when facing inwards, Brett will turn left or right, or if the joystick is pushed upwards, will walk into the screen.
Yep.
Right, because that's how humans talk. You want to walk into the screen when you get to the temple.
How do you do, fellow humans?
Walk into screen.
Yes.
Starman did it!
Oh, yes!
Starman's in the temple!
It took a bit, but we got there.
Door boss defeated!
I can't imagine Starman's happy about that.
Oh no, not at all.
Especially since he's gonna have to do pretty much the same thing here. Face the ladder and then press up to get on the ladder, or walk off the cliff, sure. Also works. Okay, I think what Starman's doing is trying to get as much distance between between the ledge and where he is, so that way he's got the most distance for his jump.
It worked.
Yeah, get you across, and that's the important thing. Now let's see how Starman handles this screen right here.
We're gonna see a few deaths. I can guarantee.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Whee! Well, with that said, Pika Pals is still just a tiny bit in the lead, not a whole lot.
In terms of percentage, yes, but Pika Pal has figured out how to climb down the rope, which I think is going to probably take Starman at least a few more lives to figure out. Maybe not. Maybe I'll be surprised.
Pika Pals is one screen ahead, but one screen is 4 traps.
Yeah. Like, we should see Pika Pals get through this screen without very much of a difficult time. Just does another short hop over here, turns around again, climbs the rope. Okay, I didn't realize you could do that, like jump on the rope. Because I thought I remembered trying that when I played this game, and jumping on the rope just led to my death. Oh well.
Wow!
It works.
Oh yeah. Pika Pals
is that a rope that Pika Pals is climbing on, or is that the wall that Pika Pals is climbing on?
Oh no! The rope on the left breaks! No!
Rip. Yep, that rope always breaks. It's a troll.
I like the invisible rope, though. That was my favorite.
The invisible rope was really powerful. Pika Pal's getting the invisible rope strats.
Oh my gosh.
And Starman is making quick progress to get back to where he was. Now that he knows about going through the door, that shouldn't take too much effort when he gets back to that particular point. Get the treasure.
Oh, you can. Yeah, there we go. Good.
Yeah.
Got the switch. Perfect. Yeah, like luckily the first few screens of the temple aren't too bad. There goes Pika Pal. 15%, I believe, is the lead.
Yeah, 15% is the high watermark now. I think it is in a position though where, like, if Starman can make that jump past like the really rude screen with climbing on the rope. If Starman can get into the room on the left that's after that screen, Starman has a very good chance of moving into the lead, because that'll be a screen that he's explored, so he'll get percentage from that, and he'll get the treasure that should be in that screen. So he'll be able to get enough percentage to be able to nudge out Pika Pals for the lead. there
there's something that I love about this game. It's such a unique experience. Like I think that this game is highly flawed and probably because of that for most people not very fun. But it's such a unique experience.
This is a game that looks hard to play and is harder to play than how it looks. Like, I definitely encourage that people try out this game just to see how it controls for themselves.
Wait.
Because it's another beast when you, compared to watching it, it's another beast when you're actually the one trying to control it.
Are you serious? It's actually harder to play?
I'd say it's harder to play than it looks. And it already looks kind of hard.
It looks really hard to play, yeah.
Oh, Starman on trap number 3, then...
That's okay. We expected that. Like, traps are
Starman
expected.
going for the style points. This is Starman's last life, though. Starman should have enough time, though, for, like, 1 or 2 more attempts.
For sure.
But any progress that Starman can make here, or anything that Starman can learn on this attempt, is going to be very valuable to him on the next 2 or 1 or 2 runs that he has.
Mm-hmm.
But we are probably about approaching that time where the players might be considering doing a soft reset if they take an early death, just to ensure they have as many lives as they can going into this temple area. Like if they die to, like, the elephant or something.
Yeah, this game does have a soft reset on the pause screen. Many Amiga games don't.
Oh no!
Oh. And there goes Starman's last life on this attempt.
Yeah, Starman was trying to do the adjustment strats.
Also letting the whole thing play out to see just how deep it really goes.
The answer's pretty deep.
Correct. And Pika Pals gets lit on fire.
Ah, yeah. I think that's the first time we've seen the fire kill somebody.
I think so. I haven't noticed it happen to anybody. Now it's happened to Pika Pals twice in a row.
Oh, what a game. Yeah, I do enjoy that, like, both of the players are really, like, oh, and the third time!
3 for 3!
I fell into the burning ring of fire.
I stepped into the burning drip. Just a drip. Little drippy drop.
I appreciate that we haven't seen somebody get burned by the fire up to this point, and then we just saw it happen 3 times in a row to Pika Pals to the same fire.
That's so good.
I can't imagine. I don't think Pika Pals is happy about that.
Oh, there's no way. Pika Pals is like,
No.
Are you serious? Are you for real? Because you have to play the whole rest of the game in order to get back into this.
You sure do. Alright, Starman making this first section pretty quick.
Yeah.
Pika Pals is going to be there shortly as well.
Starman, I feel like both of the players have done a fantastic job of just, like, more or less, like, it's almost clockwork how they do the first section of this game now.
Yeah,
Right.
but Starman's still losing life on this section because even
Yeah.
if you know what's coming, it's not trivial.
No,
Yes.
this game is kind of hard. You gotta pull out the gun and aim correctly, and
Yeah,
that takes time.
That's a game over. That's a game over for Starman.
Well, it's very clear that both of the players know that we're getting close to the end of the match. Like, I think both of them are just trying to rush to get back. Pika Pals is a little bit better at conserving lives. Starman is definitely dying more often in this intro section.
Right.
The last game that I gave Starman was The Running Man, which is also an extremely janky
Yeah,
platformer, and I didn't remember that, or I might have picked a different game.
Yeah, so fun story. So Starman's a regular over in my community, over on Retro Book Club, and was one of the players for yesterday. And the game he did give out was, in fact, The Running Man. So, he got to pass that curse along to a few other people.
Donkey Kong, you've had an influence on Starman's life.
Yeah, that is not a good game, but it's a memorable one.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Starman, like, while we were playing the game, since Starman had played the game a bunch more after the match, Starman was able to beat that game during the time we were playing it.
Really?
Which
Yeah,
is very...
Starman got to level 4 out of 5.
Yeah. And then I think Starman later just learned how to speedrun the game.
Wow. It's amazing to me that, like, some of these games just really... Even if they punish you the first time that you play them, sometimes they're strangely intriguing to you, where you're just like, I need to, like, I know I can beat this. I know I can do it. I want to go ahead and give it a shot. And heck, that's the thing with bad video games. You never really know what's going to be a person's flavor, what they are really going to enjoy. This could be a game that some people really enjoy playing, despite it, like, severely punishing them first, you know?
Yeah. Like, it was punishing, but I did enjoy this game. I don't think this is hardly the worst game I feel like I've gotten in Kusog7ande. You know, my time playing.
You think it was?
Like, I don't think it was the worst game in Kuso. There's way worse that I've gotten, I feel.
Starman just trying to get the Switch. Unfortunately, the Switch is sometimes a bit rough.
Yeah, because you have to be standing in the right place, and your regular walk just moves you so far forward that you have to do weird strats like just jumping constantly to inch your way forward.
Yeah, one thing that I actually do like is that all of the action in the game pauses when you scroll the screen to the next area, because it gives you a little bit of breathing room to think, like, how do I need to adjust my controls? And also, very rarely are you going to die immediately upon entering the next screen. So, like, this game leaves a lot to be desired when it comes to design, but there still is some thought put into making this game playable.
Alright, so Pika Palace is back on this screen. So, let's see what Pika Palace does.
Whee! There
One
goes
life
Starman.
left.
No!
Pika Palace did the flip. Go very far forward. So far forward that you went over the platform that you were trying to jump on and went into the pit beyond that.
Well, yeah. Welcome to Gold of the Aztecs. No!
I think Pika Palace should have enough time for one more run.
Starman
And
died to the fire.
Same deal with Starman. So this is basically going to be both the players' last attempt at the game.
Yeah, if they die early on, they could potentially just restart very, very quickly. Otherwise, I'd agree. Yes, this is their last chance.
Yeah, if they die early, then they may consider resetting. But in terms of how many, like, proper attempts to try to make more progress they have, yeah, they've only got one more left. So this is the one they've got to make count. And considering Starman hasn't gotten past that screen with the many traps that you have to jump back and forth on, and Pika Palace has, I think it's going to be a tall order for Starman. Not an impossible one by any means, but it's going to be tough. We'll see what they do.
Yeah, Starman's race in the Running Man was quite exciting. Starman didn't get to beat the boss number 3 until I think it was at least 50 minutes in.
Yeah, it was somewhere around there, because the third boss in Running Man is probably the hardest one to deal with.
Yeah.
Like the fourth boss is annoying, but I don't think it's as hard in Running Man.
I'm just grooving to this music and eating some food, and I love it.
Ooh, this is looking rough for Starman. One last life left. Meanwhile, Pika Palace is showing that they have a very good handle on this beginning bit before going into the temple pretty easily. I'm almost certain going to be entering the temple with all of his lives intact.
Pika Palace has been very consistent on preserving lives to the temple.
Yep, that's normal Pika Palace things, if I know Pika Palace.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's see if Pika Palace can make any more progress in the temple. Funny enough, the dripping fire damages you, but if you touch the torch itself, that's not a big deal.
Well, it's
Because Pika-Pal's just flipped past the torch.
Torch's background, it's fine.
Then why isn't the dripping fire background as well?
It drips into
Riddle me this, Percentia.
It drips into the foreground. Yeah, I think Starman has one more shot.
Yeah, there's definitely enough time to make another push, but Starman does have to book it if Starman wants to make that push. Okay. Let's see what Pika-Pal's does on this screen. Do we get to see more progress beyond the 15% that we see here on Pika-Pal's screen? That is the million-dollar question here.
I don't even know what you're supposed to do at this point.
I don't remember. I think that screen that Pika-Pal's is on is the furthest that I got in my match.
Oh, Pika-Pal's made it to the
Okay, we are
left.
going to see this screen. Yes.
16%.
There is a treasure.
Good.
There is a treasure. Go get the treasure, Pika-Pals.
Yep. Pika-Pals is going to get extra percentage from here.
Yep.
Gonna shoot. Okay, I understand.
Pika-Pals does not
fear.
trust this room, and I do not blame Pika-Pals. It definitely looks suspicious as all
Never
heck.
trust the room. Shooting the skeleton, I love it. Skelly's dead, bro.
He's gonna try and pick up the... Oh, nope. Now the room fills with water, and oops, you're dead.
Is there anything you can do in this room?
As far as I know, no. I think there's a treasure in here that Pika-Pals wasn't able to pick up, but at the very least, it is another room Pika-Pals explored, therefore it is more percentage. So now Pika-Pals has raised the bar from 15% to 16%.
Ooh.
Woohoo!
I mean, that's probably going to be enough to solidify a victory, like, without even having a tie. I imagine Starman could make to 15% on this attempt with a fast push, but Pika-Pal's just is dominating.
I mean, it's not unreasonable, because if Starman makes it to 15%, literally all Starman would have to do is go into the room on the left, go to the room south, and get to 16% like that. So it could hypothetically happen. The odds of that, though, are no. Especially with about a minute left on the clock now.
Yeah. Okay,
so Pika-Pals is getting on this screen, which is what makes sense. You know, take out the bats. So.
Good idea. While I would consider... Ooh, okay. On the rope to the right. Good. Okay, Starman into the temple with 3 lives. It's just we only have 50 seconds left. There's no chance. Ah, Pika-Pals, no!
Yep, and that's what happens. I think what you actually need to do is make a blind jump down to the next screen. Like, you have to jump into the pit.
I would say that considering how many times you've probably died by this point, it's not completely a blind jump because you have seen that screen multiple times. But still, it's cruel. It's just...
But the game has still killed you in other screens for daring to step off when you know there's a platform underneath.
Yeah, and I think you also have to jump, like, in the right way off the pit, otherwise you'll still die. But
I think you're probably right. Yeah. Well,
alas,
here we are. This is the end, my friend.
Our hopes and dreams with Gold of the Aztecs ends here.
That is time, everybody. I was gonna say, is it gonna play music for us? And here we go. That is it. Pika-Pals handily takes the victory, although Starman made some very decent pushes, getting up to 13%. Like, honestly, making it this far is pretty impressive. Like, this is not an easy game.
No, and there's pretty much only two screens separating them.
Yeah, and doing that with only 3 lives instead of 5, seriously, great job.
Yeah, they did. Putting that into consideration, yeah, they did really well.
Yeah, hello there, Starman. Welcome, and great job. Unfortunately, Pika-Pals did make a little bit more progress, but honestly, you got the hard version of this game, and managed to make this much progress. And, like, honestly, seriously, this was a great job for both of you. Pika-Pals, hello, and I want to say congratulations. You take the victory today.
Thanks.
Yeah, Okami was a little too excited about this game and hopped in to commentate.
Yeah, this is a game I had to play back in Kusog 7ande, so I'm like, yeah, I can be on commentary for this if you want me, bro, and here I am.
Yeah, Starman, holy cow. Let me just say, we were watching you try to go into the door, and we were dying.
The door adventure was so good.
The door boss is real.
The door was so good. Yeah,
door boss is pretty tricky.
So, like, what was really throwing you off there, Starman? It was just, like, figuring out how to,
I was trying to figure, I didn't think I would have to turn in such a way I had to be looking at it.
Yeah, like, the manual sort of says that, but at the same time is not very specific. It says you have to face a direction and then walk into the screen, and I'm like, no, say, like, what, face the door and walk into the door. Like, you could have worded it in a way that humans would understand. Come on. This is, like,
face
good.
The door would just make me think, face right towards the door, and then press up, and that wouldn't work.
Turn with your butt towards the player.
There you go.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, funny story about that not working.
What's the funny story, Okami?
The funny story is that it actually worked.
I mean, sort of. One other thing that I really liked is that both of you got past the flame multiple times with no problem, and then suddenly...
Oh my gosh, the attempt that Pika Palace had, where he just died to that flame 3 times in a row, had full health going into that temple, and then got hit by that fire all 3 times. It was so good.
All 3 times. It was... Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, yeah, we know that Pika Pals did take the victory, got up to 16%. Starman, it wasn't very far past where you got to. Like, if you had gotten past the room that you made it to and then gotten into the next one, that would have been 15%, like, really, really close to getting back to the tie there. Yeah.
I do need to ask Pika Pals, what was going through your mind in that room that flooded with water?
I looked at the room and was like, something's going to kill me here. I know what. I know it'll be something. I just don't know what. The skeleton going to kill me? I'll try to shoot it first.
You shot it so much!
Is the statue going to kill me? I just wanted an item for that sweet 2%.
I think there is an item you can actually get in that room. But then you're just like, you're out of luck then, and you just have to take the death, because I don't think there's any way to avoid that water at that point.
Yeah, it's possible that you...
I wasn't sure, maybe you could shoot the statue after it starts spitting water, but...
I'm really not sure. It's possible that,
I wasn't gonna try.
I could see the developers making it so that you actually have to die twice in order to get 100%. I could see them fully doing that. And that would be evil.
I mean, you get up to 2 extra lives in this game, apparently, so you can die 4 times.
Bro, can you do me a
100%.
favor? Oh, bro, can you do me a favor, since you probably have access to the match room? Can you link them the image that I sent you of the ending screen, so they can see it as well?
Oh, with the hot babes? Yeah.
Yes.
Sure, let me go ahead and share the hot babes with you. Because you gotta see them. They're just out there partying. Oh, yeah, this is certainly a game. With that said, Starman, what are your thoughts about the game as a whole?
How does one grab a rope, or enter a door, or do anything?
That's a very decent question.
And pray.
Pika Pals, you were able to grab the rope by facing it and then basically jumping up, right? That's what I was noticing.
Yeah.
I remember trying that when I had to play this game, and it didn't work for me, so I don't know if I just didn't try that hard enough or it was like some weird version difference, but the way I think I ended up having to do it is face the rope and holding down and right to grab onto the rope.
I mean...
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, because when I got to the door the first time, I also couldn't figure out how to get in for a while, but I had to go back to the manual and read... to figure that out. And when I was there, I just saw that while you're next to a rope, pulling up and up or down should cause him to grab it, so...
Yeah, you managed to do that pretty well. And I think both of you
Luckily, that
consulted
was
the
fresh in
manual a
my
couple
mind.
times.
Yeah, there was one obvious point where I was trying to consult the manual. You can probably tell because I went to the bus and I was trying to go in the door.
So
You were trying to figure out how to go into the door by looking at the manual, which is fair.
Which
It's not
didn't
intuitive.
So Starman, I've got to ask, what was your favorite trap in the game?
I think the bridge falling because it didn't respawn. I went back into that screen. I immediately fell into the pit. I'm like, okay.
The bridge is a good troll.
That one's pretty good, yeah.
I'm still a big fan of the elephant at the beginning of the game.
Oh my gosh.
The elephant's pretty good.
The elephant that you can avoid completely if you just zoom.
Yeah, if you go fast, but your first time through that through the game, that might not happen because you're still learning everything, so you might get trampled by an elephant, and that's your introduction to the game. Oops.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does
trampled
not.
by a lot of elephants.
Yeah, for sure. Pika Pals, what was your favorite trap?
I'm partial to the drowning one.
Okay, yeah.
Gotta love a room just filling with water.
Yeah, and I just love that none of us know if that room is survivable. Or, like, if you just have to go in there in order to get an extra percent and then backtrack
And die.
or die. I don't even know. But yeah,
Yeah.
That was pretty dang rude, but a pretty good trap.
Actually, I think my favorite one actually is the one at the end that I hit, where I pulled down on a rope and a rock hit me on the head and killed me.
Okay, so
I think that was my favorite.
Yes. So, funny thing about that screen, if I remember this game correctly, you have to get onto that platform that has the rope with the No, I'm looking at a long play now. So you know how you have the two platforms on that screen? You got the one on the far left and the one on the far right.
Mm-hmm.
You get on the platform on the far left, and then you just walk off and you go to the next screen.
Of course, I mean, why wouldn't you?
Like, here,
I was expecting you had to like pull down the rope to cause it to break the trap door that was directly beneath it.
Yeah,
I'll admit, even though this game has knocked me out, I still had fun with it. It wasn't like it wasn't completely frustrating. It was just still making forward progress the entire time.
Yeah, both of you, like, every time that you played, almost every single time that you played, you made a little bit more progress and a little bit more progress, and that was really good to see.
Yeah, like, I think actually executing a lot of this game is not too hard to do. Like, it's not, like, trivial, but I think a lot more of the challenge comes from figuring out what you need to do rather than executing it.
Oh, yeah.
So once you know what to do, you can definitely start to conserve some lives for the earlier sections. Like, that plant screen at the beginning of the game was killing both of you so many times, but by the end, you were both consistently getting past it, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that plant screen, I realized if one was trying to bite you, the others weren't going to do anything, so I just waited for a cycle or two.
I think that, like, learning that the game was, it really didn't have much or any randomness, and that made it a lot more doable. And I think that just learning how to get through each screen, you know, it definitely showed for both of you that you both improved and really deserved to be in the bracket with how you did. This was a lot of fun to watch. With that said, Starman, I'm sorry, you are knocked out of Kusog7ande. Hit me up for $10 worth of Steam games. I can go ahead and send you a gift card over Steam. And as soon as Neil Breen's movie is out, I will be sending that as well. I know, Polk, if you're watching in chat, I know. Okay, bother me, like, as soon as I have a little bit more money. With that said, Starman, do you have any last words for your tombstone?
Please consult the manual to enter the door.
That is very important. Ooh, if you had a sepulcher or a sarcophagus or something, that would be extremely appropriate.
Yep, and
That on a tomb.
Yeah, put that on.
And I hope to see everyone for Kusog7ande 8, one way or the other.
I do plan on having an 8th tournament, so we probably will do that. Yeah. With that said, let's go ahead and raid somebody. I Still have a few green beans I gotta eat. And then tomorrow night, we've got Kusog7ande again. Tuesday, no, don't make us bored, because I'm gonna be traveling over to Atlanta to run Aliens Alien 2 over at Fastest Furs, and that's gonna be a heck of a lot of fun. I've never been to Atlanta. I don't know what there is to do, but yeah, Justin, you can eat my green bean. It's fine. I don't really care for green beans, but I'll still eat them.
Expect the glands have to be warm.
Do we have a good raid message, anybody? Eat your green beans.
Probably like something from the Smurfs game, because some of that was not in English.
There
so
was like
probably...
no dialogue. Eat your green beans. I like that as a raid message. Tell Piseg, eat your green beans. Piseg is playing some scary games. Alright, see you. Donkey Kong, thank you for the game choice. Okami, thank you for doing commentary. Pika Pals, we'll see you against Escorian in the future. And Starman, thank you so much. We'll see you hopefully sooner rather than later.
Thanks for letting me riff on this game with you, bro.
It was fun.
And you as well, Donkey Kong.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.